Here's another analogy for you. If you are stuck in resistance, thinking about something that you want to do, but not doing it. So you're processing, like you are aware, here's what I want to be doing, and I'm currently not doing it. And you're kind of stuck in that thought loop. I have many related episodes that I will link to in the show notes here. But this message and metaphor is inspired by a journaling entry. I haven't journaled much in the last handful of years, but when I do, I dish up some doozies for myself, and I'm going to read it to you and then we'll go into it. Okay. This is from 2023. I was probably resisting recording a podcast or posting to Threads, which had just come out, or could have been something like working on the book. Just, pick your project of what I was resisting. So what are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? Have you considered the pain of resisting the thing is often more intense than doing the thing? When has that been true? Journaling is cool and all, but have you tried actually doing the thing, taking the step, moving your feet? It's like resistance is standing on a hot sidewalk barefoot. Thinking and talking about it isn't going to help. Moving your feet will. Further, yes, I actually said that, and who actually talks to themselves like this? The longer you stand there, the more pain you'll experience, both now and later, because that burn is changing your chemistry. It's going to require extra attention for healing versus just moving right along, knowing and acknowledging the floor is lava and keeping it moving to the next shady spot. So, what's happening here is you've got to be so honest with yourself. Is the pain of thinking about it and not doing it worse than the discomfort you might feel in actually doing it? On some level, you're not taking the action. You want to do it, but you don't want to right now, or you'd be doing it. On some level, you believe that you actually get more benefit from not doing it, or you'd be doing it. So to break out of this, let's consider the drawbacks to not doing it, which in this metaphor is, what are the drawbacks to standing still on hot pavement in bare feet? It hurts. And what hit me with this idea of like, it's changing our chemistry, it's the longer that we're sitting and stewing in the resistance and just thinking about it and thinking about how we're not taking the action, it hurts. It's changing our chemistry. It's affecting our confidence and our trust in ourselves. Ugh, I just feel it in my chest. Like, you might think there's not much damage being done because it's whatever, it's the comfort zone. It's status quo, but it's not, because now you know that you want to be taking that action just to try it and see, just to at least give yourself a chance of trying something different, seeing something differently, getting some intel, and then moving about the cabin from there. You know now that you want to be taking this action to experiment and see where it might lead. You know that, and you can't unknow that. So just staying here in the inaction and beating yourself over the head with it, that hurts more, most likely, than the discomfort or perceived air quotes pain that you'll experience if you actually take the action. Test it and prove me wrong, will you? Or better yet, prove mom brain, also known as your wisest self, prove mom brain right. Give yourself a chance to show yourself that taking the action is actually worth the discomfort and effort, and actually that once you get going, it feels pretty dang good. Because then once you have that internal feedback, as we've talked about in related episodes around this one, the pleasure of how you feel when you've taken the action actually starts to pull you forward. It becomes a reward and a treat, and the dopamine comes from doing the thing. And once you realize how good it tastes energetically to do that, then you're going to seek it out. And it's going to be much, much easier to take the action. It's not always going to feel like this, but I know, obviously, I know, because I'm talking to myself here in my journal. Like, this is my vulnerable share with you. Like, I know because I've been here regularly, even in these last few days, because I went the weekend without recording any podcasts, whereas I had been recording these messages pretty regularly because there were just so many thoughts that I wanted to share with you. And I noticed that getting out of the habit of doing it daily actually did make it harder, because I'm like, is it hard to press record and talk into my phone and share something that's useful to me with you? No, It's actually really not hard. Truly, the resistance is harder than me doing this because I'm sitting here laughing to myself on my couch, staring at my fireplace while I'm talking to you on the phone. Like this is a fine, very natural, easy, enjoyable action. So it makes me laugh at myself because the resistance that I face and all the things that I will do instead to avoid it are so like cute, silly. Like, okay, Nikki, bless your heart. Like, but it hurts. It's standing on the hot sidewalk. The floor is lava. So yes, I'm mixing metaphors because that's what I do. Hot sidewalk is not the same as lava, but that's what came out. The floor is lava. That game where it's like you can't touch the ground. You got to stay on the carpet. Or it became a TV show, right, on Netflix. I'm with you. I get it. And if you're listening to this, I'm hoping that it's going to shake something loose to you to help you see truly, truly, to give yourself the chance at least to experiment and see, oh, actually taking the action is really not that bad. In fact, it feels pretty amazing and I want to do it more often. So how can I shorten this time of the discomfort of the resistance part next time? And every time you do it, it's going to get easier because it becomes your new normal because you have that feedback loop with yourself and you're like, yes, feels good when I do this. I feel more alive. It's worth the discomfort of doing the thing. But I know it can feel so hard to just get started. So I'm hopeful that this visual of the hot sidewalk helps you remember, ouch, there is actually a drawback to the inaction. Yes, there could be pain, or like, again, it's probably not pain, but discomfort in trying something new for sure. That's going to happen. It's uncomfortable. You might feel clumsy or awkward as you're getting going with it. That's okay. That's how we learn. Hello, humanity. If you've ever watched someone learn how to walk or crawl or do any of the things, ride a bike, speak on video, speak a language, it's inevitable. We can't shortcut it. We just have to take the step. So it's going to be a little awkward or uncomfortable when you're taking the new action, but that's it. That's all. And you get the bonus of whatever comes on the other side of it. Like you get to actually change the course of your, not just your behavior in this moment, but of your life long term if you're willing to try something different. So this is the reminder to you and to me, like, let's not kid ourselves and think that this is the comfort zone and it's all comfortable here in the resistance, like we're in a warm, cozy blanket. Like my baby girl sleep wanting just a few more minutes in bed this morning before her last day of this round of preschool. That's comfort. And yet, what we're facing when there's something that we know, we have decided, we have identified, we are clear, this is something that we want, this is the action that I want to take, just the one next step, like what is the next action that I need to take? I'm not taking it. Me sitting here thinking about not taking it actually is more uncomfortable than taking the action. Okay. So that's the point of this message. Just give yourself a chance to try something new and trust yourself that you will take care of yourself on the other side. Just twinkle toes, tippy toe right on over to the grass, or at least find a shady spot and give yourself a chance to experiencing something new. And I will link to the related episodes. There are so many because this is something I have dealt with and thought about intimately for several years of my life at this point. But one of the benefits to having a daily streak of something, this is for sure one of those benefits, as opposed to just accumulating stacks here and there. There's benefit to the accumulation, but there is also a lot of benefit to something that is so micro doable that you could do it every day, because then this resistance doesn't have as much of a chance to sneak in. I mean, it's funny and you might be surprised how quickly it'll sneak in. If there's something that you've been doing regularly and then you miss a day, it is so sneaky, this lava flow. It is so sneaky and it'll make you think that it's dangerous to get back into that action, but it's not. It's actually more perilous to stay put. All right, I'm done. I know that was a lot of mixed metaphors. That's what we get here in the land of Nikki Elledge Brown and on her terms. I hope it's helpful to you. If this does spark you into action, I want to hear about it and celebrate with you. So please find the link to the comment box wherever you see it here in the show notes so I can celebrate with you, because that's all we got to do is just in each moment, each day, afternoon, whatever, but just give ourselves a chance to try something new and see how we feel about it and then decide powerfully from that place. But we know that this, swirling my hand around my head, this resistance isn't working. So let's try something new. The floor is lava. and you are capable of moving just one baby step at a time. All right, meet you back here soon. Okay, technically that was the end of the episode, but since you're still here, 1, I'd love to thank you for spending part of your day with me, and 2, I'd love to ask you if you would take 30 seconds, maybe 60, to leave a rating and review in your podcast app before you tap out today. If you've already done that, it's amazing. Please send me a screenshot so I can thank you personally, and know that sharing this episode with a friend has the same magical powers, and I deeply appreciate both. Also, in case you're listening to the end to see if I ever actually introduce myself, hi! My name is Nikki Elledge Brown. I'm the host and author of Naptime Empires and this here On Her Terms podcast. You can find me around the internet at Nikki Elledge Brown in most places, but what you may appreciate most is actually over at onherterms.com. It's what I call the insider library. It's where you can get inside scoop, first listen rights, email updates every time there's a new episode, and then special insider only bonus content. It's all over in our private feed. Okay, that's a wrap for real. I'll meet you in the next episode.